Hey, this is Leah with Backyard Homestead in Starkville, Mississippi, and I am in our kind of a hobby room, storage room. This is the room where we have our onions laid out and drying. We have our garlic on the table and drying, and I'm setting up our incubator today to hatch out a batch of quail eggs. And I wanted just to show a little bit about it. And this is our incubator, and we've had it for a little over 12 years now, and I haven't had any problem with it. And it's a Huffabader model 1602N, and that's the incubator we have used for 12 years to hatch out our quail eggs. And we've been gathering quail eggs for several days. You can keep them for up to 10 days out room temperature before you put them in the incubator. So these are about 10 days old, or the oldest one's about 10 days old, and we're getting ready to load up the incubator with them today. And you put them in the incubator, and you can just lay them in the incubator on the screen, but you have to hand turn them at least 3 times a day, and that turns into a major ordeal, and it's hard to see which eggs you have turned, which haven't, if they roll. So we bought an egg turner or an egg rocker the same time we bought the incubator, and this is the Huffabader automatic turner model 1610. And again, we've been really pleased with it, and we've got it set up with the trays for the quail eggs. And I'll show you how to load this up in a minute. But this tray has a screen in it, and in this tray in the bottom, this also comes out so you can clean it up. This is removable. You can put it in here, and this is the tray where you put water to keep moisture and humidity in the eggs while they're incubating. And you fill up these little trays with water. So I generally do just this outside tray. We'll go ahead and fill it up now. And add enough water where you see it go all the way around where the whole tray's full. And then while the eggs are incubating, you need to just check this periodically and make sure that there's water in it. And I've seen some people that have a humidity, some of the fancier incubators have something that checks the humidity level, and we've never had much issue with that. We generally get about a 60 to 70% hatch out rate, and that's pretty average. Just monitoring it and making sure that the tray has some water in it. So I'm going to keep doing that. But then I put the screen back down, and then the egg turner goes on top of that. So I will try to just kind of set this up and talk you through it, and just do a really super quick video on how we set up the incubator for the quail eggs. Okay, now the egg turner I put in, and there's a little notch. I don't know if you can see it, just a slight divot here where the cord can go out. So it's made to go with this. So I'll put the egg turner in, and then put that through, and that's where you plug that in. I've got an outlet on the wall over there. Then when you load the eggs, you just want to load them pointy end down, and you just go through and load them in. And some of our eggs, you can see, are a little bit dirty, and you're not supposed to wash them. Washing them does something to damage the eggs, and you need to check them really closely for any tiny pecks or dents, because they won't hatch if they have that. So you're just wasting space in the incubator, and also the eggs will go bad, and it's not pleasant. So I'm going to go through and load them, and you load them all pointy end down. Make sure you monitor the moisture in the tray, and we'll let the eggs stay in the incubator for about 20 days. It takes about 21 to 22 to hatch, and at 20 days you need to go through and pull all the eggs out of the egg turner and lay them flat on the screen, because if they start to hatch early, and some of them will, it's a bad situation if the little birds hatch out head down in the turner, and it's hard to get them out, and some of them may die and get injured. The very first time we didn't take them out quick enough. I had 2 that I had to fish out. It wasn't a good experience. But you can take them out at 20 days, and you don't have to rotate them anymore. You don't have to go through and hand turn them. So you can just take them out and lay them on the screen, and they should hatch within the next couple of days. And that's about it. I'm going to go through and I'm going to load all these eggs into the turner, and I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is all the quail eggs we have right now, and this is 91. Again, we expect about a 60 to 70% hatch out rate. So the only thing left to do is to put the lid This is the top on the incubator, and that's the heating element in the top. And you put it on and you plug it in, and you have to monitor the temperature really, really closely at first. You want to end up with a temperature in between 99 and 101. 100's about perfect, but when you first plug it in, you really have to watch it closely, because it'll get hot on you really, really quick. So you don't want to look down and have your eggs up to 110 degrees. So first day you plug it in, watch it really, really closely, and then after that, once you get it regulated where it's hitting right between 99 and 101, then you don't have to check it as often. I still try to check it at least after it gets regulated, at least twice a day, first thing in the morning and then at night before I go to bed, just to make sure it's where it should be. And remember to monitor your water level and monitor the temperature, and that's about it. And in 20 days, take them out of the turner and lay them on the rack, and then we'll come back and show you what it looks like when they hatch out. Thanks for watching. Hey, this is one of our quail coops. We have two quail hutches back here, and we have two different designs. This one has the doors on the front that open to the front, and the other hutch we have over here, we designed it to open from the top. So there's two different designs you can pick from. We kind of decided that we like the one that opens to the front. It's easier to get in and access the quail. It's easier really to fill up the feeders and the waters. And these are Bobwhite quail, and they become sexually mature. You can differentiate between the males and the females at 12 weeks, and generally don't harvest until around 16 weeks. They're old. And we go longer in the summer because we need to keep the quail to gather eggs for the next hatch out. And I was trying to get in, let me zoom in and show you. There's a male and a female right here. You see the males have that real pronounced white stripe on their head, and there's a female at the waterer, and she does not have the stripe. So that's how you tell the males from the females. And we have two waterers in each hutch and one feeder in each hutch. And we have a tumbler we use. This is the size of the tumbler, and we fill it up once a day, and then put one of those in each coop per day. And that's all we need to feed them. And this is how we get in, just opens to the front. And we have two waters on each side. And we fill those up once a day. And this is the feeder, and we just make sure it's full in the morning, and usually one of those tumblers fills them up. So we feed and water once a day and gather the eggs in the morning. And we also keep a little pan, and we fill that up with dirt, usually once a day or sometimes once every other day, and they like to take a little dust bath in that. That's it. And that's our girls, and that's the sound. That's the birds you hear calling on some of the videos. They have a real distinctive sound. And again, these are the Bobwhite quail. And we've got a batch of eggs out hatching now, and then it'll be time to harvest post after when those hatch out. Then over on the other side of our fish pond, we have our other quail coop, and we'll show you how we access it. We laid a tarp over the top because the boards are slotted. We just slide them aside, peel back the tarp, and then we have a board that removes the top, and we can pull out the waterers and the feed. Same way over here, except we're just accessing from the top instead of from doors in the front. And we built this one first, and then we decided we want a second one, and we built the other one, and we decided we wanted doors on the front, and I do think that's easier. I like the doors. I like accessing it from the front a little better, but this way's fine too. And that's it. Feed them and water them once a day. Give them some treats every once in a while. Put them in a pan of dust. Take a little dust bath. And that's about all. Yeah, I forgot to mention, we generally keep between 25 to 35 quails in each hutch. That depends on the hatch out rate of the eggs that we put in the incubator. But I think we have about 30 in one of these and about 25 in the other. So, oh yeah, and the hutches are 3 feet by 5 feet. They're 3 feet deep and 5 feet long, both of them. And that's pretty. And how tall are they? Huh? 1 foot tall. Everything we read said not to make the hutches any taller than the foot in height, because otherwise they'll try to fly and they'll injure themselves. If they have too much room in there, they'll jump up and break their necks trying to fly. So this gives them plenty of room to move around. And we've only lost 2 to jumping up and hitting their heads, I think, in the whole 12 years we've been doing it. So, all right, and there's a pretty girl right there. Yep, there's female running away. But it's real easy after about 12 weeks. The females have the light brown stripe on their head, and the males have a really defined white stripe on their faces. All right, that's it. Just wanted to give a little information about the quail. Okay, thanks for watching.